Hello, in today's discussion, I'll discuss how to check on your child tax credit if you have not already received your first payment, which was due to be sent by the IRS on July 15th. Go to the irs.gov website and go to the Get Details on the Advanced Child Tax Credit button. When you click here, it will take you to another screen with 3 more additional buttons. The 3 options they'll give you on this page are Manage Payments, Non-Filers for submitting your information, and to check and see if you're eligible. For the Managed Payments, you will check and see if you're enrolled to receive payments, unenrolled to stop getting advance payments. So say you want to get paid rather on monthly payments until the end of the December, and you just want it to be on your tax return as a refund. You would go here to stop the advance payments so that way you can receive it as a tax refund. You would also go to this page if you're going to provide or update your bank information for your monthly payments, but you could only do this starting with the August payment. For this Manage Payments button, if you have not already used this tool, you're going to need to verify or authenticate who you are, and I'll have more information on that on one of the upcoming slides. For the non-filers, submit your information. If you aren't required to file a tax return and haven't given your information to the IRS already, you'll need to give them some information about yourself just to make sure that you're eligible, and then that way you can get started so that way you can start receiving those tax credits if you're eligible. Now, if you're not 100% sure if you're eligible or not, then you would go to use the Eligibility Assistance tool to check and see whether or not you're eligible to receive the tax credits or not. If you're still unsure which tool to use of the 3 buttons that I talked about in the last slide, the IRS did issue a publication, which is a PDF which explains each button in more detail, and I'll put a link to that page below so that way you can just easily go click to it and go see it on the IRS website. Now, like I had mentioned before, if you're using the Manage Advance Payments tool, you'll need to register. And the reason that you need to register, the IRS wants to make sure you're who you say you are and you're not pretending to be somebody else. So before they give you access to sensitive information, they want to make sure if you say you're Joan Smith, you're truly Joan Smith, and that the social security number you're giving, the social security number of your kids that you're giving of your kids that you're giving is all your correct information. The only thing about this tool though is if you are say under the age of 18 and have a child and you want to get the tax credit, you can't use this tool to verify or authenticate who you are. And what the IRS will do is they'll send you a letter in the mail with the number that you can call to do that instead. You just can't use the tool that's online to authenticate who you are, but they'll give you instructions on how to do it if you need to. On this slide, I just want to go over some basic IRS determination, which tells you whether basically if you're eligible or not to receive the tax credit, and this is just the basic information. And on the next 2 slides, I'll go into further detail about the income required to receive the tax credit. So on this slide, to qualify for the advanced child tax credit payment, you and your spouse, if you file jointly, must have filed a 2019 or 2020 tax return and claimed a child tax credit on the return, or given your information in 2020 to receive the economic impact payment using the non-filers interpayment info tool on the IRS website. Must have had a main home in the United States for more than half the year, which is the 50 states and the District of Columbia, or file a joint return with a spouse who has a main home in the United States for more than half the year. So like if you resided in another country for more than half the year, then chances are you might not be eligible for this credit. So just keep that in mind. You must have had a qualifying child who is under the age of 18 by the end of 2021 and who has a valid Social Security number and made less than certain income limits. I'll go over the income limits on the next 2 slides. The IRS will use this information you provided earlier to determine if you qualify and automatically enroll you for the advance payments. You do not take any additional steps or actions to get the advance payments unless you need to file for a non-filer, or if you want to stop the payments from coming, then you have to take additional steps. But if you qualify and you just want to get the money and they already determined that you qualified, then you should have already received your first check. On the next 2 slides, I'll go into further detail on how to determine whether or not you're going to be eligible for the tax credit and the dollar amount thresholds. The IRS will determine your eligibility based upon your 2019 and 2020 tax returns, and you will also be able to update your status through their online portal. They also set up another portal for non-filers to check and see if you might be eligible for the tax credit through there. And those portals were all listed on one of the first pages or one of the first slides of this presentation, and I'll also list them below so that way you can easily link to them. Okay, not all families with children will get the higher child tax credit, but most will. The enhanced tax break begins to phase out at adjusted gross incomes of $75,000 on single returns, $112,500 on head of household returns, and $150,000 on joint returns. The amount of the credit is reduced by $50 for each $1,000 or fraction thereof AGI over the applicable threshold amount. Note this phase out is limited to the $1,000 or $1,600 temporary increase credit for 2021 and not to the $2,000 credit. So basically, if you make over a certain income, they phase out how much you're going to get, and the higher your income, the lower the amounts you're going to get. Families who aren't eligible for the $3,000 or $3,600 credit in 2021, but who have AGIs at or below $400,000 on joint returns or $200,000 on other returns could claim the regular credit of $2,000 per child, less the amount of any advance payments they get. Families with AGIs above $400,000 or $200,000 thresholds will see the $2,000 per child credit reduced by $50 for each $1,000 or fraction thereof of AGI over thresholds. So it's basically the same thing. If you're making too much money, they're going to phase out how much they're going to give you. Eligible families began receiving monthly payments on July 15th, and most payments will be directly deposited into bank accounts on the 15th of every month from July to December. Families for which the IRS does not have banking information could receive paper checks or debit cards in the mail. And if the 15th falls on a weekend or holiday, payments will be made on the closest business day. So like if the holiday is on a Friday, you probably get your money on Friday. But if the holiday is like on Sunday, you probably have to wait till Monday. The advance payments will account for half of the family's 2021 child tax credit. The amount a family receives each month will vary based upon the number of children in the family, the age of the kids, and the amount of the family's adjusted gross income. For example, for families who qualify for the full $3,000 or $3,600 for children under 6 credit per child will get monthly payments of $250 per month or $300 per child under age of 6 for 6 months. Families with higher incomes who qualify for just the $2,000 credit will get monthly payments of $167 per child for 6 months. So basically what's going to happen is you'll get the child tax credit each month that you qualify, and then at the end of the year when you go to file your taxes, all those payments that you received will be deducted from the tax credit that you would normally get when you file your taxes. So like they're actually giving you it's like they're prepaying you the child tax credit. So I hope that you found all the information that I listed useful. And if you have any questions or comments, please list them below. And if there's any topic that you wish that I discuss related to the IRS or student loans, which is my specialty, please list them below and I'll answer them as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Have a very blessed day. And if you could like and subscribe to my page, I would appreciate it. Thank you.